Today on Beavertown Outdoors, Wood's gonna be on the move. Hello again, friends. Welcome to another edition of Beavertown Outdoors. I'm John, and I'm here at the beautiful Beavertown compound up by the classic edge boiler. And so today I have, if you notice behind me, I've got some empty bunks. So deliveries have been very hectic. In fact, this is the first weekend I've had in since October, since the start of October, that didn't have at least one delivery. I've been doing deliveries quite a bit, so one of the things that caused was me to neglect getting our wood stacked into the shelter. And I've been working pretty hard over the summer, didn't do it then, put it off as usual, and this kind of shows that I'm gonna have to stop that practice of putting it off. So over here, let's start over here. So this bunk and that bunk, and actually part of this one at one point, was wood left over from last year. For most of us, I'm not sure how it was where you were, or where you live, but we didn't have a very cold winter at all. I didn't use much wood at all. Usually I'll use almost all of this shelter on a typical Michigan winter, where, especially in January, February, where we get a lot of times where we're at or near at or below zero. And I didn't have that, so I had to put it off, stacking wood in here. But now I did it a little bit as I've had time. I got this bunk filled. This one was empty. This one was, for all intents and purposes, empty. And so I've got that one full, this one partially full. So today I'm hoping to get this bunk filled up all the way with wood. That's the wood that I've been selling and was meant for use this year. Get this filled up, because we're already burning into, I just started pulling from this bunk, so that's going to be, and this one was full, emptied that one out. So this one, once I got this full, then as we process some more this winter and whatnot of the wood I got now, this is going to start, I'm going to start filling this up with next year's wood. The wood I've got for next year, though, is the dead standing oak, stuff I've been processing. You've seen me many times now. That stuff's already pretty much dry, so that's just going to go right into here and fill this up. And then I'm going to start doing, or at least I keep saying I'm going to, and after this I'm intending to do it now, is once I empty this one, then I start filling this one again. Instead of processing and throwing it in the bins, assuming it's dry, just throw it into here. So hopefully that way, by the time spring comes, I'll have this full again, ready for the next winter, and I won't be doing this in, I think it's 10 degrees today, supposed to be a high of 20. Then tomorrow, well, tonight's supposed to get below 0 possibly. So we're gonna hope to. The plan is to hopefully this be one of the last times we do this in the frigid cold, and I'll be ready to go. So anyway, I'm gonna get the Branson out, get the forks on it, and get started. So I got yesterday. I got these 3 totes loaded up. I just try to speed up the process for today. I didn't have a lot of time yesterday, so just had enough time to get these loaded up. So I know this isn't enough to fill that yet. I'm gonna have to do probably one more load like this. So, but we'll get these 3 up there. We'll get the wood in the shed, and then we'll see how close we are. Alright, so got 3 totes up here. Now it's time to throw this into there. We got helpers. Got a couple of helpers that came out. We got who we got? We got Louie, we got Rocket. Louie's the big dog. Rocket's the mini wolf, also known as a Pomsky. Fun dog if you've never had one. Yeah, so there's my helpers. Back to work. So I thought I'd take a minute and I guess show our woodshed, just for those who haven't seen it. Let's step back a bit. So this is our woodshed, which is strategically positioned in front of the boiler, by the house. The shed is 10 by 20. It's maybe 4x4 posts. They're reused. That's why there's some weird blocks and stuff on it, and like some pieces of wire fencing. They're kind of repurposed from a very large dog run that was on our property when we bought it. Saved the posts and reused those. It's cheaper that way. So it's just maybe 4x4 posts, and then some 2x8s, and some tin corrugated roofing, which was cheap at the time we bought it. Not so much now. It's not really a cheaper option. It's all expensive. So up at the top there is solar light, a solar floodlight that helps when you come out here, light up the area around the boiler. Central boiler puts this little light up here, which gets covered in soot, and it shines the wrong way. It doesn't shine on the boiler, so it lights up, I guess, the woodshed, but not so much the boiler. So got the solar floodlight. It's solar floodlights up there. I can speak today. It's cold. And then inside there is, let's see if you can see it. There is a floodlight up there that shines into the shed. It's actually not working. I think it needs new batteries. It's old. I've had it, I put up there when we built this years ago, so nothing lasts forever. But so how our woodshed is set up might be different than yours. There's some reason behind it. When I first started with this, well, let's see, the other thing about this is it has a raised floor. Those are some 4x8 industrial large pallets that I got, bought from a guy down the road, and haven't seen them again since, but they've worked good. They've held up now for quite a few years with this, and partially because they're under a roof, so they don't rot out too much, but it gets the wood up off the ground, lets air go underneath it, so it doesn't absorb moisture. It does real good. Can be kind of challenging for those that aren't expecting it or used to it to walk on, without having your foot fall through. There is kind of a wide gap there, but it works. So the way, if you can see, the wood is set up. It goes side to side. I've had this set up and tried to use this space every way you can think of to hold as much wood as possible effectively, and not have it fall out or do weird things. And this ended up working the best. So I've done it before I had you. If you can see, there's dividers in the middle, and this is divided into bunks. At one time I just had wood from all the way from one side to the other in rows, all the way working all the way to the front, and that worked good. Couple of problems with that. One, biggest pain in the butt was that, we all know as wood dries further, it's going to shift. Sometimes it can shift in a way that'll actually take a stack over. Well, the problem with doing real long stacks like this is if one section started to tip, it would actually take the whole stack, and if it was behind other stacks, it would actually push the whole load out. And I spent probably a week at one point of course it happened in February when it's really cold, and restacking half the woodshed. So that didn't work out so good. So then I tried kind of how my dad has his. He has rows front to back. Oh, I'm sorry. One other disadvantage to that is if you didn't use all the wood up, you either kept having a row in the back of stuff that just kept sitting there over time, or you had to rotate through. You actually had to pull all the wood from the back and start over. So that was a definite waste of time. So you could never refill this as you go, kind of like as I'm doing now. So to solve that, at one time I tried running rows this way, from front to back, but side rows, so that basically turned this wood 90 degrees and it would be coming out. And that worked, solved the problems of the wood tipping over, the wood and being able to rotate stock easier. The problem was it takes up more space that way. Unless you run them right tight together, which that it just didn't work out. I wasn't getting the most in here I could. So the last iteration of it, I went back. I figured I needed to go back to doing side to side, and then but I wanted to divide it up. So I put in these dividers and divided it into bunks, and that has by far worked the best. This is the third year now we've had it this way, and this has worked the best. The advantage to this, I can go by sections, so even if I have wood left over in one bunk, if it's a lot, it's not that big of a deal to unload that section, that little small section, and then refill it and put the other stuff to the front. Or if it's not a huge amount, not a big deal to leave it. That'll kind of be, it'll eventually go away. So it'll eventually get used. It won't just sit there for years. So the other advantage to this is with the bunks, with these dividers, it's held tighter, so it's less likely to tip. And if it does, I guess at worst case, I lose half a bunk instead of half the woodshed, so that I have to restack. So works out a ton better, and that's why we do it the way we do it. So as for how much wood is in here, the width of each bunk is roughly 5 foot, and then we stack it 6 foot high, a little over 6 foot high, actually closer to 7, and then I can get in here 6 rows like that. So if I stack this 7 foot plus, we're just, each row is a little bit under a face cord. So 3 face cords, that equals a full cord. So roughly with 4 bunks, 2 full cord each, you get about 10. I'm sorry.
Hey, all right. It's the gecko.
All right. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. Mom calling. If your mom calls you, you answer. Never know when it'll be the last time she calls you. So anyway, enough of that. So back to this. Roughly. So pretty much estimate this that this holds 8 full cord. And with the central boiler, with the classic edge, that typically will be enough. Like I said, last year I think I burned 4 full cord, because this was at least half still full. So 8's plenty. If we have a bad winter and start running out, by the time we're running out, it's later in the season, and usually I can haul more wood up. But like I said, that my plan is take every opportunity I can during the season to refill. So like I said, this other bunk, this empty one over here, that's going to get filled off of what comes off the processor here. So probably next time you see me processing on a video, that's we're going to be going back into totes instead of into the trailer, so that way I can just fill the totes and bring them up here. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to get back to stacking. Well, we got pretty much all full. There's a little bit. It's a little bit short being full, but it's cold. Snow. The sun's going down. It's getting that much colder, so I think we're gonna call it a day on this. So, but we got lots of wood in here. I think we're gonna be set for a while. Looks like I'm still gonna fill that other bin or other bunk, I should say. But that's for another day. So, if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share. But until next time, everyone, from all of us here at the beautiful Beavertown compound, take care of each other, be good, stay safe, and I'm out.